trying to analyze Vivekachudamani and this our discussions. So during tense time, many people say, for example, now the next quarter is there, right? This quarter, next quarter. Most of my people will be tense due to various reasons. Maybe one thing could be now they have to burn their budget and deliver. They have to satisfy stakeholders. Now PDA cycle is also going on. They want to make sure that their PDA is the best. Everybody thinks that they have worked very hard because nothing is visible, right? So there will be tension with each and every person. So when line managers, when they interact with such people, the line managers also will get that tension. So what kind of thing that I can do it without telling it is spiritual approach?
See, for this I will tell you about how mind works and what consciousness does. So that will help you to look through Vivekachudamani. So just a few minutes back I was telling one girl about how things happen. Okay, so first there is a desire, and desire is through vasana. So if every desire, a set of desire or a desire or whatever it is pulled from the bag of vasana. So if we take office or we take personal or we take whatever we do, there is a desire to do something. Okay. And that desire pulls an energy particle, or rather the energy particle makes that desire to manifest as something. Okay, so now we have matter and we have energy. So the desire then get into matter through energy. So the second step which happens is that the energy starts moving this desire, and the mind then comes into existence to feel and experience that desire. And when the mind comes, the consciousness, which is the energy, will start pulling up the 5 elements from the nature, and you manifest. And that means you in the sense that you called as you gets manifested. So now it sees whatever it wants to see, hears what it wants to hear, smells what it wants to smell, like that. All the 5 senses will get positioned to meet that desire. Okay, now when we call tension, it means the object which is appearing outside and the object which is created inside are 2 different things. So the general thing, what has to be done, or what is done by any person, whether he knows Vedanta or he doesn't know Vedanta or whatever it is, he will try to correct the outside thing, because the inside thing he wants exactly outside. Okay, so this is where he spends his energy to make that desire fulfilled. Now when it is supposed to come, it comes with all its tendencies. So you will have good desire, you have bad desire, you have neutral desire. And the tension and anxiety and stress and all that comes when the desired outcome is totally different than what is happening outside. And so there is no control on outside. Let's say project. There is a timeline, and that timeline is given by many beings who have the desire. So it is as per their desire. So when we say stakeholder, it is their desire. And when we look at an organization, it is made out of people only. It is not made out as an organization. So each individual is a matter and energy, both of them. Now this energy does not know the desire. Its job is to make that desire fulfilled by connecting it to 5 elements. That's all it knows. It doesn't know anything beyond that. But since the mind is conditioned to believe that the desired outcome is numerical always, so it calculates, and either it will feel happy, which is again a condition over a condition, or it will feel sad, or it will get worked up, or it will get whatever it should get. Okay, so basically when we adopt Vivekachudamani, let's say, then always being in Vairagya will make it desireless inside and take the desire outside, meaning you are working for the outside desire, not for your inside desire. So there is no creation. There is no object which is created. So now let's take the same scenario where some work has to get completed in September. So you don't know whether it is September. It's a calendar. And it doesn't matter after 5 years what you delivered. So you will definitely have a Vairagya then and there, because you know nobody cares after 5 years from today what you did, or even 4 years or 3 years or 2 years or whatever it is. Nobody cares. It is that moment somebody cares about that. So instead of I creating a new desire, I will try to incorporate outside desire to see how the energy can be put to fulfill it. In that case, there is no feeling. If there is no feeling of it, then you are released. There is no tension. There is no anxiety. There is no stress. It's fun. If it happens also, you are okay. If it doesn't happen, you have done your best, because anyway it's outside desire. You can't do anything about it. Meaning 30th September with all kind of constraint, people are not there, and budget is not there, or something is not there, the market is not that good, or the features are such that it cannot be done. There are a lot of challenges, the team is not fully capable, whatever it is. All these are outside events. But you are not creating any desire to either complete it or not complete it. So you are totally relieved from that stress. And because of that outside only which is there, like sun, it works. Whatever should happen will happen. You might end up doing that project early, you might end up doing project late, but you would know how to deal with it, because there is no internal desire for yourself. So this is how we can implement Vivekachudamani.
Can you say in 2-3 sentences the same thing? First step is?
No. It's like this.
Tension comes automatically to people.
No, tension is the end result of it. No. See, okay. Let me go very slowly.
Now people come to me with the tension. Okay, my question is, people come to me with the tension.
But you don't
take
take tension.
At me for that. What is the solution for that? I have to talk to them and give some samadhanakara answer.
No, that's correct. But see, you are taking tension. You shouldn't.
No, I am not taking, but it is like upward delegation. Somebody's problem will be transferred to me because that person is not able to handle. This happens generally in the second quarter.
Right.
So during that time when they transfer, it's called upward delegation. We don't like in the management terms. They'll say, no, you manage. You are there to manage. They are not able to manage. So naturally it comes. Then we find the fault and we say it's a problem is with you. You have not managed it well. That's what happens in our management. Instead, proactively, how we can coach these people that when that comes to you, you just handle it and then you update me what has happened. Because that we have to take care later.
No. That will not work. What you need to do is to do it for them. And that works.
That is upward delegation. 10 people come and daily give 10 problems. We know that role-wise, it is their problem, their job to solve the problem. Some people are able to do it efficiently, 50%, especially line management. Other 50% they are not.
No, it's you forget the title, you forget the designation, you forget everything. There are people. People come with their own their own observation, their own requirement, their own assumptions. So let us not identify them as managers or this one or that one or whatever it is. So there are set of mentality. So let's make it as a mentality.
Yeah, some mentality comes with energy which absorbs.
No, wait.
Next level.
No, wait a second. So now mentality comes in three distinct varieties. One variety would be tamasic, pure.
Yes. Yeah.
One variety will be rajasic. And you will not find any variety which will be sattvic. So you have to deal only with tamasic and rajasic.
Correct.
That's all. Only two things. Okay. Rajasic person is very restless. He wants everything to happen his own way. Tamasic person is very slow and inert. He doesn't understand whatever you say to him, he never understand. He sticks to it saying that he has done everything, but still it is not working.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you see a tamas person, instead of wasting time, you do the job for him. That's all. There's no point in wasting time. Because he is going to drain away your energy.
Yes, if you operate through that person, it's like it's better you doing it.
Yes, and ultimately you will only have to do it.
Yes, that is true.
So you do it in the first instance itself.
So we have to be proactive with such people so that we will get enough time to manage.
Yes,
things.
somebody comes, he is very lazy, very laid back, very irritated, very much concerned about himself. You know this guy is a tamasic person.
Yes.
Okay, and he is yawning, he is rubbing his nose and scratching his hair and all that shows that he is very tamasic person.
Yes.
Now you can't make him something else. You can't make him rajasic because you like him to have an excitement in life.
Yeah, I think you answered my question.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay, so you do it.
We can go to Vivekachudamani.
Okay, done.
Because this coaching is very useful for me. What you told so far.
Okay.
I can think from that angle.
Okay, done. So let's then go to the next section. Now we come into the part which is most important. So Nididhyasana has many parts to it. In the first part we are looking from 225 verse to 266 verse will be related to theoretical aspect and how you should understand Nidhi. So there are people who name their daughters as Nidhi. Nidhi means treasure. Nididhyasana means to unearth the treasure. So you have to now unearth your own treasure from yourself. Now the journey of Guru ends from this verse 225. So there is no more Guru. So from today you are yourself a Guru who will find your own salvation. Or whatever Nidhi you can find. So you have to work 24/7 to dig up whatever you have stored. If you don't want, you can just sit on that and enjoy. Meaning Nidhi will remain wherever it is, you will remain wherever you are, and you can enjoy the show. But if you want, you can dig up, open that Nidhi and see what is there. So the first verse considers that you are digging. If you are digging, that means you are able to see Satya, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. That Brahma, which is existing or existence being there, is having jnana. So how does it show up? It shows up in all the five senses. There is already jnana. It exactly knows what to do. So ear will not eat and eyes will not smell, nose will not hear, like that. So it knows exactly each sense what it should be used for. It's ananta, it's endless. So you can never find when did the five senses start. With the jnana, and that is Brahma. So knowing the five senses correctly than what it is today is the first step. So you have to unearth that. Vishuddhim param swataha siddhim. It's pure, or rather it's extremely pure. Param, ultimate, where it takes you through transcendence. You're transcending all the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. And swataha siddhim, it itself is a siddhi. So there's no other siddhi other than this. Nitya, eternal. Ananda, it's complete bliss. Ekarasam, not split up. Pratyag, in itself, within internal experiencing. Abhinna, bhinna means separation, abhinna means no separation. Nirantaram, there is no antara. Nirantara, antara means space. Nirantara means no space. Jayati. So this is what would happen when you unearth this nidhi. So this is called as universal consciousness. Any question? Okay. Then we come to 226. Whatever was said in 225 is Sat, meaning that alone. Idam parama advaitam swasmad. Now this one, which one? 225th verse is what is called as Advaita. There's no other thing called as Advaita. The universality is what is called Advaita. That means there is no two people at all. There's only one without the other. Anyasya vastunaha abhavat. There is no vastu. There is no object. So there is nothing other than this self. Nahi anyat asti kinchit samyak. Truly there is no other independent entity to be known. Paramartha tattva bodhi dasha yam. This supreme truth is the principle that has to be known and realized. So we have left we left Jagat very long time ago. Then we left the Jivi when we moved out of intellect. Now we have moved out of Ishvara. Also we are now in Parameshvara. Okay, so there is Ishvara is also gone from 225th verse onwards. Yadidam sakalam vishvam nana rupam pratitam ajnana tat sarvam brahma eva pratyasta shesha bhavana dosham. That which is the entire universe appearing in the infinite forms because of ajnana, ignorance, that is in fact the Brahman alone, when viewed free from all the limitation of the thought. What is the limitation of the thought? Is that we four exist. So we four has no existence, only the Brahman has existence. None of us were alive, are going to be alive. None of us were dead, going to be dead or dead, because we never were born nor we will be dying. I don't know how much of sense you can make it out of this. That's what is the meaning of this 227th verse. What is dying is just the matter, seemingly dying, and the matter appears in consciousness, and hence there is nobody there at all. Except you, there is nobody. And when viewed from Lata, she views the same person herself in everyone. Yes, but
Is there a death for matter?
there is no death for matter, because the matter is coming into consciousness only. That is what mithya is all about.
So energy, you cannot change. It is there throughout same. Energy is eternal.
Yes.
The matter is also something same definition. That means
No. From
it will change from one form to another form.
Correct.
Matter. But the original matter will remain same. It's a Panchabhuta. That's the reason I'm asking.
No, that from the Advaita perspective, if you look at Advaita, they don't agree with that the matter has its own existence. In the Sankhya, they agree that matter is separate and the consciousness is separate. Prakriti will remain as Prakriti, it is Ananta, and it is Anadi and Ananta. Consciousness, which is Prakriti, Purusha is also Anadi and Ananta. This is agreed in where? It is agreed in Sankhya.
Okay.
Whereas if you come to Shankara's Advaita, he doesn't agree that anything called as a Jagrat Avastha is ever there. He says that is also a dream. So he calls it as Mithya and Maya. So Brahman's Maya is matter. So there is no separation. So there is nothing like it exists on its own.
1 minute. As per Advaitam, the Prakriti is Maya.
Correct.
So matter is Maya.
Matter is Maya. Whereas the science also proves in the thermodynamics that matter can never be created nor destroyed, energy can never be created nor destroyed. Matter takes different shapes, energy just enters into the shapes, which means Dvaita.
Yeah. So we use the word that Panchabhuta. See, for example, after death, the body is going back to Panchabhuta.
Correct.
That means we never say that we lost, but it's gone back.
It's gone.
So from that point of view, from Advaitam point of view, I'm talking. It's only mithya, because what we see in that Rupa and Nama is not Satya. It is not eternal. That's very clear. But it is there, right? It is there.
No, if it
or it is there only in our mind. Actually, it is not there. What it is?
No, it is there in Brahman, but it is not away from Brahman, is what Advaita claims.
It is a part of it, Brahman. Huh?
Yes, that is what it is. No, Brahman Satya Jagat Mithya. Anything.
Okay, the matter is also Brahman. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, matter is also Brahman only. There is no separate thing called as matter.
Yeah. Then there is nothing outside of Brahman.
Correct.
So it is like the condensed form of energy or vibration.
Yes.
Is matter.
Correct.
Yes.
So in that way, everything is energy and vibrations only. But because of our five senses, we see it as all that. Or sense it as all like this, whatever we are seeing now.
Correct. So now I understood. I think today I got some idea with respect to mithya means what exactly is mithya. Mithya is Nama and Rupa giving is a mithya. The matter is there, but it is part of the bigger energy called Brahman.
Correct.
Yeah. Now one question, please. See, because of Brahman, that he is sensuous. He is able to jnana. He is a jnana. But matter is not jnana, right?
Correct, it is not.
The difference is only that matter doesn't have jnana.
Correct.
Okay.
The jnana is in the senses.
Senses, correct.
So the Brahman exists in the senses.
Yeah, correct.
So that is the reason he calls it as Anadi and Ananta.
Ananta. Yeah. Clear.
Okay. Like, none of us have done anything in learning how to hear. See, all things are there, but nobody has taught us how to hear, how to see, how to taste, how to smell, how to touch, how to think.
That is because Swayam Prakashita inside energy is there. It happens because of that, right?
Exactly. And that is what, if you were to withdraw the senses from sense object, you are released. That's all. The energy is going out. The moment I establish in the consciousness, I establish a voice, the consciousness has gone out now.
Yeah. See, I am asking one question here now. One person is having wealth.
Okay.
The wealth is not Brahman. It is just wealth. It is part of Panchabhuta, right? Wealth. Can I safely that?
Yes.
Yeah. Now somebody is coming and telling that you give me this, whatever you have earned.
Correct.
Anyway, I have no attachment to that.
You give.
Can I give?
You give.
No, do I need to give? Question. He doesn't deserve actually. He is asking free of cost. Just give me this.
No, the thing is like this. If you don't have attachment to it, then you can always give it.
No, that is something called need. See, I am a living human being. There's a need for me to eat and all that. That's money which I need for my life. Now somebody is coming and asking, give me that.
No, the thing is like this. If you use the mind, then you don't have, you have to give. If you don't use the mind, you don't have to give.
If you don't use the mind,
you can
actually
give.
There's no wealth. If you don't have mind, you have only Atman, then there is no matter also.
Yeah, there is no matter.
Nothing to give or nothing to take.
Exactly. So,
but if you use the mind, naturally, your mind says, this is earned by you. You simply don't give it. You pay tax, that's it. Remaining is yours. That's the rule of land. Just follow.
Correct.
Is it right?
It is right.
Okay.
So you can.
And when you really become Vairagi, really, the last stage, that time you don't want this because you just leave it. Let go.
Correct.
But I may donate that one to maybe good institutes for some good purpose. Instead of somebody is just taking away my wealth.
Right.
So that's the right approach, right? When we think about the wealth.
Yes, very much right approach.
Okay. No, I am trying to relate to Vivekachudamani in day-to-day life, how to implement.
No problem at all.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Going further. Okay, so now he gives the pot and clay example, which we already spoken. It will be fun again. We have spoken when we were looking at Aparoksha Anubhuti. So what is the pot? Now that we have discussed on Panchabhuta, what is a pot? You can answer. Anybody can answer.
Pot is name and rupa. Yeah. Go ahead.
That's what. Whatever you said only.
Which is the name and which is the form? Which one do you call as a name and which one do you call as a form? You can take your time, no problem.
Name is pot.
Okay.
And form is that shape what we see through our chakshu.
Okay.
Or when we touch, we get a feel that pot. For example, people, the blind people.
No, they don't get anything at all.
No, when they touch, they get a feel of that it's a pot.
No.
So touch.
No, you will not get.
And you are talking about one step next.
Exactly. Nobody gets a pot.
So just heat and cold.
You don't get anything.
It's the mind.
No, you will get as if you were a blind person. If you keep on touching it, you feel it is continuous. There is no gap. So there is no gap in that. If you were to close your eyes and keep on touching the table without calling it as a table, if you keep on moving your hand, you will feel endless. Try it out.
It's endless, correct.
Yeah, so
You
where
reach
is
the
the
same place where you started.
where is the table then? So the 228 verse is Mrit Karya Bhutah Api Mridah Na Bhinnah Kumbah Asti Sarvatra Tu Mrit Swarupat Na Kumbha Rupam Prithag Asti Kumbha Kutaha Brisha Kalpita Nama Matraha. So through the modification of the clay and not really different from the clay, like the table which we touch, it is made out of wood, no different from the wood. That means there is no table. A pot, a table is in every part of it. Of what? Of the wood. Indeed, only the form of wood is what is table. Apart from the form, a pot is nothing else. Apart from the form called a table, it is nothing else. So why call it as a pot? Why not just clay? Why call as a table? Why not just a wood? Mishraha kalpita nama matraha. A false and fancied name it merely is. Now you apply to your body. Your body, if you close your eyes and from your head till feet, if you keep on touching, you will never find Bhatt. Nor you will find Lata, nor you will find Padma Shri, nor Vilas, nor anyone. Just close your eyes and start touching. You will only find it as rough or smooth or whatever it is, hard and soft and whatever. You will not find anything. So where is Vilas or Bhatt or Lata or whatever? Why not just call it as elements? Say Prithvi. If 4 of us were to be Prithvi, it would have been so nice. Then there's no problem. Because what you feel is what I feel also. There's no difference. If I were to touch my hand and legs, there's no my at all, and it just hand. If I start touching hand, the hand also goes away. The head also goes away. The feet also goes away. Everything goes away, just like the pot. It is made out of only Prithvi. Now he says, 229, Kena api mrid bhinnat tayah swarupam ghatasya संदर्शितुं न शक्यते अतः घटः कल्पितः एव मोहात् मृत्येव सत्यं paramarthabhutam. Is there anyone to whom other than as mud, the essence of a pot, as something else? Is there anything like that? Sandarshitum na shakyate is seen to be. No, it is not possible. Can you find bhat in the entire body? You will not. Can I find Lata in the entire body? No. Can I find Padma Shri in the entire body? No. Can I find Vilas in the entire body? No. And the same thing with daughter and son and brother and sister and house and all that. So the pot, so the bhat or Lata or Padma Shri or Vilas is a mere illusion due to delusion, moha. Mrit eva satyam paramartha bhutam. Mud alone is an enduring reality. In the same way, the mud alone in this body is the enduring reality. It came from mud, it goes back to mud, no matter what you call that as. In the same way, 230th verse talks about universe. Sat Brahma Karyam Sakalam Satevam Tanmatram Etat Na Tatah Anyat Asti Asti Iti Yaha Vakti Na Tasya Mohaha Vinigrataha Nidritavat Prajalpaha. So also, being only the effect of Brahman, this entire universe itself is in essence cannot exist without that. Anyone who says that the world has not come out of delusion yet. This is where Shankara and Madhva crossroads. Madhva says that experience says that Jagat can be experienced, and Shankara says that anyone who says the world is there, he has not come out of delusion. Natasya mohaha vinigrataha nidritavat prajalpaha. He twaddles, he moves along, he misunderstands one who has gone to deep sleep. If you wake up somebody in a deep sleep, he'll never recognize who he is and what it is, and he is shocked. In the same way, every deluded person who believes that Jagat is Satya is like a person in deep sleep. He doesn't know what he's uttering. It is better to leave him alone. There's no point in talking to such a person who believes Jagat is Satya. Why? Because 231 verse he says Brahma eva idam vishvam iti eva vani shrauti bhruti athava nishtha varishtha tasmat etat brahma matram hi vishvam na adhishthanat bhinnah aropitasya. This entire universe is Brahman. This is the declaration from the Shrutis. Shruti. It is what the Atharva Veda empathetically declares. Therefore, Brahman alone is indeed this universe. For no superimposition can be there that is independent of its own substratum, meaning to say that no two reality can exist at the same time. There's only one single reality. If somebody feels that is another reality, it is because of that this is superimposed. But the superimposition can never be real. So most of the time, the deluded mind takes a superimposition as itself, whereas it has been rightly proven that it is not the truth. Because if you were to close your eyes and touch yourself from the sole of the feet to the head, you will not find your name. You will not find anything at all about you. That's the reality. And you are able to recognize yourself as you because of Brahman, not because it was written there that I am so and so person. Like if I start searching for Vilas, I would never find. I will find Vilas hair, but when the hair falls down, there's no thing called as Vilas hair. And then if I were to urinate, I can say that Vilas has gone to urinate. Okay, now the urine doesn't have Vilas. Like that we can see in every thing we do. There is only the part, and if you see the part, the whole is not there. So the Purnatva is not there. So whatever doesn't have Purnatva is good to be rejected. So it goes away. And Satyam yadi syad jagat etat atmanah anantatva hanihi nigama apramanata asatya vaditam api ishituhu syat na etat trayam sadhu hitam mahatmanam. If the universe as it is, Satyam yadi syad jagat etat atmanah. If the universe as it is regarded as reality, then what happens? Atmanah anantatva hanihi. Hani means danger. So the self would no longer be infinite. Nigama apramanatah. Apramanatah. The Vedic scriptures, or the scriptures what we have agreed, would lose its validity. Asatyavaditam api eshituhu syat. The Lord, or what we call as God, or whatever we want to call as consciousness, will bear the defect of being a liar. Na etat trayam sadhu hitam mahatmanam. None of these three is considered acceptable or wholesome by one who has seen the reality. So Vedanta, if we take it, there are the three defects. Brahman will not be infinite, because if Jagat is Satya and Brahman is also Satya, that means there are two realities. And they don't not only coexist, they are equally independent. They can manifest at will. So that means there is no need for anybody to seek for liberation or realization, because there is nothing to realize. The only thing you need to realize is Jagat is Satya and Brahman is also Satya. And because of that, all the Upanishads, wherever it quotes that Brahman is Satya, Jagat is Mithya, will go out of existence. And the consciousness is the sole witnesser of everything is false, because the matter also can visualize everything. That means the Prithvi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu itself has its own intelligence. It knows what to do. So the sentient goes away and insentient and sentient coexist. So, and they can disappear at will, which actually does not seem to be the case. And because name and forms create this superimposition, the GV gets created in the intellect, and because GV gets created into the intellect, it gets deluded totally and starts to believe that matter is independent of consciousness. So this is the defect. So if we were to say Brahman is infinite, then the Jagat cannot be infinite. Jagat is finite. If Jagat is also infinite like Brahman, that means Brahman Satya, Jagat Satya is the reality. That means there are two realities. Jagat can stay on its own, Brahman can stay on its own, and because Brahman can stay on its own and Jagat can stay on its own, the experience of Jagat is totally different than that of Brahman, and the experience of Brahman is totally different than of Jagat. So there is nothing to realize and nothing to do anything, you just enjoy your life. Because there is no thing called as realization, no thing called as liberation. So this is what he says in the verse number 232. Any questions or shall I proceed further?
You can proceed. Just listen.
Okay. So now the 233rd verse, he talks from the proof from Bhagavad Gita. Ishvaraha vastu tattva jnanaha nacha aham teshu avastitaha nacha matstani bhutani iti evam eva vyachi kluptaha. So Ishvaraha vastu tattva jnanaha. Ishvara knows all of the secret. Nacha aham teshu avastitaha, but I do not live in them. Nacha mastani bhutani, nor do being exist in me. These words are from the Gita, support the view. So Brahman is not in joys and sorrow experienced by the beings through the world of body and mind. So I am not in them. This is what Krishna says. They are not in me because they are not really there. They only appear to be there. Just like on the eyes, the image appears to be there, but the eye doesn't have other than the image. If that eye is changed, the image also goes away. So when the mind thinks that it is seeing, what it is seeing is just a reflection. It is not seeing anything else. So the madness of the mind is that it thinks it has possessed it. That is the fundamental flaw. So they are not in me because all objects which appear as sight, sound, taste, touch, smell and and thought, they appear in me, but they are not in me. They just appear. So the wife appears and goes away. It just appeared. There is nothing called as wife coming there. And the son appeared and went away. The house appeared and went away. So they just come and go. They are not in me. And in that way, universe is real, false and unreal. Yadi satyam bhavet vishvam shushuptav upalabhyatam yatna upalabhyate kinchit ataha asat swapnavat mishraha. If the universe were to be really true, it would have been perceived even in the deep sleep state. And we all know that it is not the case. And hence this world is like a dream, false and unreal. Ataha pritak na asti jagat paratmanaha pritak pratitihi to mishra gunadivat aropitasya asti kim arthavattaha adhishthanam abhati tataha brahmena. Since the world does not exist independent of the Supreme Self, the notion of separateness is a false, as that can reality possessing any qualities. Can there be an independent superimposition, which is impossible? In fact, the substratum itself is mistaken to be the superimposition through delusion. And so in that way, If I call that I have a job, it is Bhranti. And the same thing with wife and husband and daughter and son and neighbor and house and money and property and all that. They all are Bhranti. They really don't exist. And the Bhranti is the Brahma. And the English word for that can be delusion. I think we'll end it here, and tomorrow we'll continue on 236. And then we come to what is Brahman.
Tomorrow, which number is that?
236.
236, okay.
Bhranti is delusion. And also Brahma. In English, there is no separate word for that. Actually, Bhranti becomes hallucination. A person hallucinates the world, which does not really exist. Any questions? Otherwise, we can end for today.
We can end it today.
Okay.
Continue tomorrow.
Lata,
Yeah.
Lata, Padmasri, nothing. We can end.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Bye.